Welcome. Today, for the next few minutes, we're going to learn how to use and set up and then use the Texas Instruments BA2 Plus Professional Financial Calculator. Um, it looks a little bit different than the BA2 Plus regular, but the keys are all in the same place and everything works the same. So, like I said, first we're going to learn how to set it up. When you first turn it on, this is probably what you'll see. And that also will mean that it's probably set to monthly compounding. If it's brand new, that will definitely be the case. And the way to check that is to hit the second button over here, the second key, and then the interest key, I/Y, and then you'll see that it's set payments per year of 12. That's not what I want. Some people like that. Some classes will have you use that, but not mine. I always set it at 1, so we're just going to set it at 1. To change it, you can set it for whatever you want. If you want quarterly, you would set it to 4 payments per, well, not 14, that would be dumb. You would set it to 4, and again, monthly would be 12, but I just like 1 and then make the adjustments outside, which I'll kind of do here shortly. After you pick the whatever you want, hit enter, and then you have to do second quit to get rid of it. Now you also notice that it defaults to 2 decimal places. That's probably not going to be enough, but the great thing about the BA2 Plus is you can make the decimals float. If you hit the second button and the decimal key, the decimal point or the period, whatever you want to call it, for format, it will say decimals equal, and 2 is where it defaults. If you set it to 9, it will float. So if you hit 9 and then enter and then second quit, it won't show any there, but if you did something like the number 1 divided by 3 equals, it will show you to the 9 places. It will only show you what you need, so if you did 1 divided by 4, it'll show you 0.25. So that's my favorite setting, and that's what I would recommend. So we'll clear that. All right, well now you're ready to work. All the time value keys, most of them, are right here. N will be the number of periods. The I/Y will be the interest rate per period, and that will go in as a full percent. So if it's 10%, it goes in as 10 and not 0.1. PV is present value, PMT is payment, FV is future value. If you haven't gotten to payment yet, because you're just looking at this first video right off the bat, I'm afraid some of the things I have here have payment in them. So let's go to these problems. And again, it works very much it works very simple. You just type in the number, then you tell it where to go. So in this problem, we're not going to talk about where the numbers come from, but 500 is going to be the present value. It is 3.8% compounded daily, so we need the rate per day, which if you wanted to set payments per year to 365, knock yourself out, and you can put in 3.8, but I'm going to do 3.8 divided by 365 to get the rate per year. That's going to be our interest, or I/Y, and the future value is what we're trying to go to, $10,000. You're going to need a negative because we're solving for the number of periods. So basically, we're just going to put this in. So 500, simple enough, is the present value. And so it tells you that you've just entered it. The 3.8%, so you're going to do 3.8, not 0.038, divided by 365 to get the rate per day. Hit equals, and it's that number, but who cares? And just enter that for I. You don't have to write it down or anything like that. And then 10,000 is the future value. Now again, since we're solving for n, we need a negative value, and I'm going to make it the future value. So type in the 10,000. Do not do the minus sign here. I highly recommend do the 10,000 and then do plus or minus. And then you get plus or minus, and that switches the sign. So that makes it a negative, and you push future value. Okay, so we have everything in. We're going to solve for n. So when you want to solve for something with the BA2 Plus, push the compute button up here at the top left of the keyboard, and then whatever you want. And we want n, so I'm going to compute n, and I'm going to get the 28,776.29, just what we see in the answer over here to the right. And that is in days. So the question is the number of years, so you take the number of days, divide it by 365, and that gives you the number of years. 78.83 or 839 or 84 years, just what I have as the solution. That's basically it. Whatever you want to solve, that's what you do. We'll do one more here in just a second, but what you need to do to clear the calculator, you can do clear, 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 clear 100,000 times. You can turn it off, and then you can turn it back on, and you can hit clear again. But if you do compute in, it's still in there. So the only way to wipe out the financial register, these keys on the third row, is to do second and then the future value key where it says clear TVM or clear time value of money. So do second future value. The number stays there, but all the values are gone. So now if I try to compute in, I'll get an error because there's nothing in there. So we'll just get rid of that. And again, second clear TVM just to make sure. So let's do the second one. We want the monthly payments on a loan. So here are the numbers. At 25,000 is the present value. It's monthly, so it's 4 years times 12 for N. The rate is 2.8%. Divided by 12 is the rate we're going to solve for the payment. Just type them in again. 25,000 is the present value. 4 times 12, and make sure you hit equals, it's 48. That is N. You could just type 48, but that's okay. And we want the rate per month, so 2.8 divided by 12 equals that. That is our rate per year. That is I/Y. And we want to compute the payment, and it's 551.15, just like we see right here on the to the right. Okay. Very simple. Again, it's just do the number, tell it where to go, and then hit compute for the answer that you want. If you have to make something negative, do the plus or minus key. If you have to change the compounding, just do it as you do the calculations. Just make sure you've set it up, the calculator, the way you want it. And in the next video, we'll go through loan amortization, which we've already computed a payment, but we'll just go from there. So good luck with this.